In the AFC North odds, I mentioned Baltimore's minus 125. Pittsburgh's plus 160. I didn't even feel the need to say that Cincinnati's plus 750. I'm not here for anything positive about the Cincinnati Bengals. Nothing. Now, they might beat the Bears this weekend. Do we think Joe Flacco's going to be okay being called day-to-day with a shoulder injury? He left towards the end of the game yesterday against the Jets, came back in at the very end for that pathetic final drive that Cincinnati had that lasted 4 plays and gave the game to the Jets. The Bengals could beat the Bears next week. That could absolutely happen because the Bears have their own issues, namely the quarterback. But this team is no good. This is what we said before the year when we thought Joe Burrow was the quarterback. I mean, seriously, like if I told you, like before the season started, what happens in week 8 to the Bengals? They score 38 points and lose. You'd be like, oh, sounds like last year with Joe Burrow. What's changed? The defense, I'm actually going to say it. Because I think the Miami Dolphins earned enough yesterday with their demolition of the pathetic Atlanta Falcons. I think the Dolphins have kind of played themselves out of the schneid here. The worst defense in the NFL is not the Dallas Cowboys. This is the worst defense in the NFL. The Cincinnati Bengals. And great, you've got 2 awesome receivers and a pretty good running back and a quarterback that can at least support the receivers, get them the ball, unlike Jake Browning, whatever the hell he was doing. None of it's going to matter. None of it's going to matter because the defense can't stop anyone. And how do we know they can't stop anyone? Because they allowed the Jets to score 39 points. The Jets, who had their owner last week say, our team would be pretty good if only we could complete the forward pass. The Jets missing the only viable pass catcher on the team in Garrett Wilson. The Jets, who had to turn back to embattled Justin Fields. 7 yards per play. They annihilated the Bengals defense. This looked like Emmett and the 93 Cowboys running the ball. Breece Hall, Isaiah Davis. Breece Hall throwing the game-winning touchdown to Mason Taylor. Are you kidding me, Cincinnati? I'm not here for anything related positively to Cincinnati. And we will do the show 1 week from today. And maybe the Bengals beat the Bears. It's possible. I wouldn't be shocked. Maybe I'll bet the Bengals in the game. I don't know. And I don't care. None of it's going to matter. They ain't doing anything. They weren't going to the playoffs with Joe Burrow. And they ain't going to the playoffs without Joe Burrow. Miss me with the Cincinnati nonsense. As far as the New York Jets go. And I don't mean this to be funny, but, I'll say this. I'll do like my Lance Storm imitation. If I can be serious for a minute. In all seriousness. Yesterday morning, Sunday morning, I think collectively, all of us, as sports fans and football fans, and most importantly, human beings, are absolutely stopped in our tracks by the news that 41-year-old former Jets center, one of the best offensive linemen in the league during his time with the Jets, Nick Mangold, passes away due to complications from kidney disease. And he had tweeted recently like that he hated to ask for this, but he really needed a kidney transplant. And there's probably like a much deeper conversation to be had here about the willingness of humans to be able to like donate organs like this to save somebody's life. And this is not me being like, it's someone's fault. Like I didn't do anything. I'm just saying. It all happened really fast. And we're all stunned by this news. And from my perspective personally, and I'm the one just talking into the microphone, so that's why I'll say this. I'm 42, so I'm a year older than Nick Mangold. He had children. I have a daughter. The thought of, honestly, like, I don't even want, because like it'll bring me to tears. The thought of having to leave this world early and leave like my wife behind and my daughter behind, like, is unfathomable. And your heart breaks for his family and his friends and his loved ones, and should serve as yet another reminder to all of us. I think humans are mostly good, but we are also very dumb, myself included. Yet another reminder for all of us how precious all of this is, and that nothing is guaranteed. Nothing. Not tomorrow, not 10 years from now, not even 10 minutes from now, not even 10 seconds from now. None of it's guaranteed. Rest in peace to Nick Mangold, and peace and love to his family. You bet on this Monday. And through that lens, it's not like the Jets went out there and like won it for Nick Mangold, and I'm not trying to insinuate that. But you can feel good for that organization on that day to be able to do what they did. And good for Aaron Glenn bringing it up in the post-game locker room, talking about Mangold and what a great Jet he was and what it means to be a Jet. And I'm not trying to be hokey here and kind of like they won for it. That's not what I'm saying. Just that it's a human story that the Jets went out and got the job done. And for Justin Fields, a guy that has been killed by everyone, including me, I've been saying for years he can't play. This is one of those things where you have a moment as a human. I had this moment yesterday where he does the post-game interview and then talks at his press conference about last week being on the floor in his closet, crying, like sobbing, because of what life has thrown at him. And it's not that he's asking for pity or that he has the worst life. He's rich, obviously. But this goes to show, like, money can't wallpaper over every concern or ail that there is in life. That's not how it goes. If it did, that would be awesome. But it's not. How do you not feel good for this young man? And I've killed him. I've said he can't play. People like me are probably one of the reasons why he feels the way he does. And it makes you feel pretty bad, but we got a job to do. Like, he's not very good. Sorry. But it doesn't mean he's a bad guy. And it doesn't mean you can't feel good for the young man, and you can't feel good for that head coach, and you can't feel good for that organization winning its first game of the season in the fashion they did it, under the circumstances they did it in. It's good stuff yesterday from the New York Jets. Also, I bet them. And I appreciate their efforts. And now people are asking, well, is this the springboard to great things coming up for the Jets? I will do my best Michael Myers as Gold Member impersonation from Austin Powers 3 and say, how about no? No. They're still terrible. They'll be lucky to win 3 or 4 games this year. They're brutal. But yesterday, a great day for the New York Jets.